Comeuppance Network. This is How to Watch TV.
Altered Carbon with Joel and Jeremy. My name's Joel.
I'm Jeremy. We are brought to you by Comeuppance Network. Check out all of our social media sites at thishishowtowatchtv.com and email us directly at thishishowtowatchtv@gmail.com. Is that inaccurate?
Nope. All that works. No.
I felt like it was inaccurate.
That
Okay.
all is accurate.
I felt like I made a mistake like midway through, and I was like, oh, fuck, I'm just going to keep going.
We're also brought to you by the Jay and Jack Network. You can find all their stuff at jayandjack.com/network/Amazon to use our Amazon link or /iTunes for the podcasts.
Are you asking?
I know. I said it as a question. I think that's what that is.
Yes.
And they do all. If you just can't get enough of people talking about TV shows, they cover so many good shows that we're just trying to contribute this one here. Like there's so many damn shows on
Which
there.
is
So if you
actually
watch
pretty
a bunch
good,
of
man.
stuff-
Like I've enjoyed this show so far.
yeah,
Yes.
yeah,
Yeah.
You're digging Altered
I'm
Carbon,
not-
huh?
Yes.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I mean, we watched episodes 5 and 6 of season 1.
I believe so.
Just going to my notes here. I mean, I ended up having a few more notes this time.
The Wrong Man, episode 5.
Yeah, The Wrong Man. So yeah, Kovac was investigating, or, in quotes, Kovac was investigating some dude, interrogating him. And then, what's her first name? Kristen?
Yes.
Is it
Kristen Ortega, yeah.
She comes in and stops him, and we find out it's Riker.
It's Riker. It's like a flashback.
And they've been dating. And so, yeah, so he's, I'm in your boyfriend.
Right.
That's kind of a gross way of putting it, but he's inside her boyfriend. Yeah, so she convinces him there's no conspiracy, and yeah, they're dating. He finds out he's wearing Riker's sleeve, and Demi II framed Riker for murder. That's what he called him the first time in the episode, so I just wrote that down and kept writing it down, but it's Dimitri something. Do you know the...
Demi, yeah, the
Oh, it
Russian,
is Demi, that's
Well,
okay.
Dimitri's fine, but they've been calling him Demi. Yeah,
Okay.
they've called him Demi a couple times, yeah.
But I was very confused about him because he's the second what? He's the second him, right?
The double sleeving.
Right. So
He
they were
double
talking about...
sleeved a long time ago, and he's been acting like the double sleeve was his twin brother when it's not his twin.
Oh, okay.
It's not actually his brother. It's a
literally
copy.
just a copy of him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like a copy of his stack.
Right.
Not even like a clone. It was like he copied his stack.
And then so
made
any of
another
the new
person.
experiences are new experiences for
I believe
each
so.
individual.
But then he got murdered in the first episode.
Right.
Right.
Okay. We find out that he framed Riker for murder, and yeah, Elliot wants to see his daughter. Like all these things are percolating. They're gonna build up to something here shortly, and Kovac breaks into Bancroft's house.
Yeah.
And he's gone to the old city. Laurens went to the old city. Which, I mean, first of all, the wife offers to pay him to drop the case.
Doubles
I'll pay
it
you
or triples it
double.
or whatever.
And he won't allow what he loves to grow and change. And she offers a pack of her fucking him. Fucking one of him. A pack of her fucking one of him.
Well, that was
Multi-sleeved.
but going back to the
Which can get you erased, by the way.
yes. Going back to what you said about them not being allowed to grow and change, it goes back to what we were talking about last week about his kids
Right.
still being
Yeah.
children,
Right.
even though they're 60, 70 years old,
Yep. Yeah, he's keeping them in that
It's a childlike role to where they can't grow up and
I mean, that
change
plays
and
out in the second
evolve as
episode, really.
people.
Here,
It does,
I mean,
yeah,
the sixth. Ortega grabs his stack, Demi II stack, out of the back of the neck, I
Right.
guess, out of the head. Oh, that's why he said it that way. Like, I didn't catch that at first when he tossed it to her and was like, ask him.
Right, and
It was like,
Demi.
oh, shit, duh, you can do that here. I thought he
Right.
was just being an asshole. But he took the head so that it had the stack. I
So it had the
didn't
stack
really
in it,
catch
right.
that. Okay. Japanese guy with mustache pays for cop strength and asks him if he's a believer. So that seems to be his shtick. Now, I was thinking about why. Why would that be his shtick? What
Are
would
you
be
asking me as if I should know?
No, I'm just asking you, like,
Well,
what do you think?
it's the religious thing, isn't it? Like he's
Right.
one of the people who believes like you shouldn't be coming back or what?
Well, I don't know. I think that he's trying to find out if other people are believers or not, because then that would have something to do with whether or not their sleeve would be spun back up, or their stack would be spun back up or not. And if they are, then he could kill them without fear of them talking. If that makes sense.
Yeah, but has anybody answered him before he
I
just
don't
started
know.
in on him? I don't think so. Like
Yeah.
anybody, like he asked the cop.
But he asked somebody at the end of the episode too.
That was the end. Yeah, that was the end of this. The end of episode 5 was pretty gruesome in the elevator.
Oh, that was
right?
badass. Yeah.
Yeah, it was awesome. I mean, did you watch it again?
Again, yeah, because
Did
I
you
was
see the
falling asleep or
starfish
something.
fucking
That
shaped?
thing was crazy.
What the fuck was that thing?
So it's like it looked like a little, like it opened up like a flower, grabbed it, and then a bigger one came and grabbed more and
they
just
pulled
yanked
out
chunks of
like
flesh
a
out.
huge, like it looked like a starfish when it
Right.
hit the ground. Like it was, and then she's just squirting fucking
Right.
blood. Like he basically ripped
Yeah.
like a whole chunk of her arm out.
Yeah, I
it
mean, twice he
it
got
was-
her with that.
And
it
he
looked
got her in
like.
the side with it,
Yeah,
right?
that was
but like we know,
gross.
like, dude, did you think she was gonna get it there?
What, like be dead?
Like I didn't think
No.
like real death. I didn't think it was coming for her.
No.
I as soon as what's his name went in the elevator with her, I was like like because I knew somebody was going to get RD'd, to use their lingo. Somebody was going to get RD'd
Yeah,
in the
somebody was
elevator.
getting an RD, huh?
Yeah. But like, and then they what a mistake! They put Demi the second. I'm sorry, we're skipping around a little bit, but they put Demi the second in this big badass fucking
Yeah, they put him in the
gigantor
same-
guy.
I'm glad you brought that up. What an actor that guy is.
No shit, he's killing it, dude.
I mean, that's 3
Like I was
episodes.
thinking the same thing. 3 episodes where he's been like 3 different characters,
Yeah,
right?
he was what he looks like, so to speak.
Right, he was that guy.
If you want to go stereotypical, he looks like a skinhead,
right.
a Nazi sort of
In the first
asshole. Yeah.
scene he was in when she zapped him,
Then the grandma, the sweet grandma.
and now he's Demi,
Yeah,
the Russian dude.
I mean,
yeah,
he's pretty much him. I mean,
yeah,
it's-
dude's killing it. Like I don't know who he is or whatever. I think I've seen him in something else before too,
Yeah.
but
He'll probably
I
have
can't-
hair,
what?
and you're like, oh, him.
oh him.
Yeah.
But dude, yeah, like I actually had the same thought though. Like wow, this dude's a really good actor, being able to play all these different parts.
Right.
But you know what? Everybody kind of is so far. Like the people that have to play Kovac. Like there's like 3 different people that have played that character,
Right.
and they all have to be kind of,
Yeah.
you know,
I
like
mean,
and play. We have to know like that's Kovac somehow, you know.
Right.
I think it's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool show. That it makes it impossible to believe death, except if you see like you saw Samir get his stack blown out.
Right.
But like people getting their heads cut off and stuff like that, that's not real
Yeah,
death.
that's not
Like,
real death.
Apparently not. So
Well, let's see. So we find out that Bancroft goes to the city.
that was an interesting scene.
Yeah, and they call him City Father. All the children there, and they were all survivors of a plague.
Not survivors, descendants
Sorry,
of survivors.
Yeah. Okay.
Because it happened like generations ago. So now these people have all been carriers like all their lives, and like have
But it doesn't kill them.
no, but they can't touch people who aren't infected or aren't carriers because it affects them
Yeah,
immediately.
and kills them pretty much.
Yeah.
right away.
So they have to be quarantined into their own little area. That's a nutty little.
Right, and so he goes there.
Side
Do you
story.
think that's just for the publicity, so to speak, or for the PR, or you think that's a genuine thing that he's doing? Bancroft.
I don't know how genuine he is, you know, like that. Like
I mean, he could be looking for new experiences. If you think of it from the point of view of somebody who lives forever and
You know what? I guess it could be. It could be for
sort
real.
of a
Like I don't know.
thrill-seeking thing,
Like,
like I'm
dude,
gonna
like
go die for these kids.
they answered a question though, like that we were talking about last week
What's that?
when we were talking about like why would he pick this older guy? Like why wouldn't he pick like a fucking specimen? Like if you're gonna live
Right,
forever,
it's like
why
they're
not
fighting
look
and fucking
like
all the time?
right? You think you're a fighting fucking machine, but
Yeah.
it's at this age that a man gains respect. You know, like and you know, so like okay, so he answered the question as to why he would choose that vessel
Right.
per se or sleeve.
Yeah.
you know,
Makes sense.
yeah, it does.
Let's see. So, yeah, why not just buy them new sleeves? He says That's a great question. He could easily afford that.
It seems like it.
If he wants to be a good dude, and he's like, what? Because I can't solve all the problems, I shouldn't solve any? No, you could easily solve all that problem. You have so much damn money. Buy them cheap sleeves.
Or get together with your other buddies and put together a foundation and get these people some new sleeves and eradicate this.
Get rid of this
disease.
sickness, yeah. Instead of just going there and being a
And
martyr.
burn all of the things. But okay, so there's an underlying reason as to why he keeps them around to come back to this and do this every once in a while for the publicity.
Yeah.
Instead of just fixing them.
Right. Yeah, he could.
Wow. What
Seems like he could fix them. That's all I'm
Right.
saying.
Does that
they
make him-
could wipe this out if they wanted to, but that would be like eradicating homelessness.
See now,
I'm
and
sure
they
we
haven't
could do
acted
that
like
in
they
the real
haven't
world.
acted as if like in the show at all as if sleeves are in short supply. It seems like they might be expensive, but it seems like they're kind of
being
everywhere.
made is what we've come to, because I kept wondering, where the fuck are these sleeves coming from? They can't be coming from.
No, I think that's illegal. I don't
No.
think they're being made.
Somebody's making them.
There's
What?
clones. You can afford the clones, but like, remember she found like the 3D
No, but-
organic printer
Okay, but
and
somebody
how
like
illegal that was. Like,
somebody like Kovac. No, I mean officially made. Like, because where are they coming from then? People that have been had their things stripped.
prison,
their
like it was
sleeve?
the prison, like people that are like they don't
That's
keep
it?
bodies in prison anymore. Like they take your stack out and you go in the dark, or you go into like a virtual reality prison.
Right.
Per se.
But so then you're only using criminal bodies. That's all that's available, and then what? You have to give them back after a certain like that. It just feels like they would be making bodies.
Well, like when you get out, like if you were only locked up for like 30 days, when you get out, do you just get put into a different body? Do you not
Right.
get your? But no, man, that's I
not
want,
me.
it was a stoplight. You mean I don't get my original fucking body back? Are you kidding me? Like no,
Yeah, exactly. Ridiculous.
be an interesting like
There has to be
like
dibs.
at the whatever government center would be that controls this nonsense about switching sleeves and who gets
Right.
what sleeve. Like it's like the DMV of this like thing. Where the
Right.
guy's standing there arguing. He's standing there like some old like shitty fucking old fucking pedophile body and shit. And he
Right.
fucking, like, wait a minute, no, man. I was 29. I was perfect. You just fucking, you gonna give me this? Are you kidding me? I have a mustache. It's weird.
Right. Let's see. Bancroft claims true power is hidden just below the surface of the water, and then dies.
Right. And they all start chanting something,
yeah.
don't they?
Right.
God, or what was it they were chanting? I forget.
Yeah, they were deifying him essentially.
Exactly. Yes.
Ortega's partner shows up at the hotel to warn Kovac, and Ortega was paying his sleeve mortgage until Bancroft overbid her. That was kind of interesting that she had been paying for it up until that point.
Sleeve mortgage is an interesting.
Because he's in jail.
Right.
So
she.
she's keeping it from being rented.
Well, there you go. That we just answered the question. We were just
Excellent.
talking
Look
about.
at us. Yeah, so Bancroft, he overbid her after
okay.
she had been
Talking
paying the
about
mortgage.
why
but
the switching of the sleeves and stuff like that, right?
yeah, so people are clearly renting these, or not renting, but they're paying something to
Or if
use them.
nobody's paying sleeve mortgage, they can put it out to somebody who just got free, or like
Yeah, I don't know.
just like the 7-year-old girl that got the old body. They could
It's
just
more stuff I'm interested in. That's all that matters.
That's all like underlying details that are cool to know. I think they did a pretty good job of giving us little stuff like that, like little
Right.
details about this world.
Well, speaking of, she's in the shower and she rubs on the scar on her neck. So her stack? I mean,
right.
that's all that was? I mean,
I guess that's where you get your stack. Yeah.
yeah. Okay.
She's just rubbing the miracle.
She comes out and her mom's shooting at Kovac in her apartment.
Right.
I mean,
I think her mom lives there with her.
Oh, okay. Oh, that's her mom's place, no.
No, it's her place. It was her. I think her mom lives there with her. She's been there since.
Okay. So she does that annoying thing where she chops food loudly, like forever.
Yeah.
Just to, I mean,
And then she was slamming the knife down.
again, shut up. We get it.
Right.
We take your protest is Understood.
I mean, like,
We get
I wasn't
it.
annoyed with her until you pointed out how annoying she was in the last podcast, and,
And?
then like, oh yeah, no, like I get it. Like I
Super
like that
annoying.
scene right there where she was like chopping the. I was like, you're a bitch.
Right,
Go
you're
fucking
being,
somewhere
yeah,
else.
Go away. You're not relevant to this conversation. You're just being an asshole.
Right.
Like, it's
Right.
not gonna stop it. I'll just talk up here. You're not gonna out talk. You're not gonna out loud me.
Right.
Unbelievable. Don't be childish.
She had to walk over and take a shotgun away from her, like she didn't just open fire, like on somebody that walked into her fucking apartment.
Right.
I mean, like, come on. No, don't do that, Mom. Like, what the fuck? It's a shotgun. She was blew his fucking head off.
Right. They go to
And you know I like that body, Mom.
right.
They're not putting marks on that thing.
They go to fight drone, and Kovac pretends to be Riker.
That was funny. That was actually a pretty comedic scene. Like the way he was standing there, all like,
Yeah,
because she
she's
told
like,
him to stand there and
"Dial
look
it back."
angry.
Yeah, she's like, "Come on, tone it
Yeah,
down."
like, tone it down a little bit because he was overselling it.
So the proprietor has been recording the fights. He's recording them on VHS. Yeah, exactly. Just
On
happened to have
VHS.
VHS right
Sitting right next
it.
to me.
Yeah,
This is complete coincidence.
yeah. It just happened to be there with a working VCR. They're walking through, and Kovac sees his old body, or a clone of it. We find out
Right.
he grew it.
He grew it from like
So
DNA or something like that.
yeah, so that's what I'm talking
So
about.
there's
though.
several different ways that we've come across that these things can be made because like in
It
might have
seems
been
like
in the
the
last
official
podcast
way
with the
would be
3D. Was that this episode that they found that? Yeah, they found the 3D organic printer or whatever it was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like that's another way that these things are made, but that one was illegal. They said.
Yeah, that's coming up here in just a
Right.
second.
Okay.
Right, that's an illegal way. I'm thinking some of these have to be legal ways.
Well, maybe they're all legal ways, but they have to be like go through the proper paperwork. You know, go through the proper channels. Like it's a unlicensed 3D organic printer. Maybe these can legally be used under the certain circumstances,
Right.
but not hidden in a dark room somewhere.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Like
Right.
you have to
So,
file
yes.
for permits or some shit.
Permits. That's
Yeah.
exactly the word I was looking for.
Yeah.
I said paperwork, but permits is what I meant.
Let's see. The guy uses VHS tapes to be unhackable. And then Bancroft beats the shit out of his own kid and keeps saying, "You're not me. You never will be," over and over again.
So now, do you think this is actually Bancroft we're watching, or another one of his kids, or something? People sleeving into his clones.
Well,
and
I
whatnot?
think the speaking of "You're not me and you never will be" sort of gives away that it is him.
Okay.
Otherwise, what is it? His boyfriend that's in playing his dad and saying that and beating the shit out of him because
Or maybe like
fetish,
he, like the one his son was pretending to be him. Maybe another son was doing the same thing. He has more than one son, right?
right. Yeah, I'm sure it's not just that.
They have
one.
more than one. There was. He said they had a lot of kids.
I think so. I think they
Right.
have at least 3.
Right.
So they first of all, I got super excited when I realized they have Back to the Future flying car technology. Where
Yeah.
we're going, we don't need roads. And I mean,
Right.
the fucking tires go just like Back to the Future
They
when
did,
they landed.
yeah.
I was like, yes. They just snuck that in there.
The world that they live in is
Yeah.
all pretty cool.
Yeah.
Right.
They break into Bancroft's son's house. How do I know you are who you are? Before Stax, yeah, but anyone could be anyone.
Right.
It's just an interesting
We've had
point.
that. We've even said
Yeah.
close to that. Maybe
Something
not those
about
exact
that.
words, but yes. Like how can you be sure of anybody's identity?
We see the portable 3D bio-organic printer, and he's been printing Bancroft. Yeah, so, oh shit, that wasn't him in Osaka the day before he got killed.
No.
But it's also seemingly not this kid, this son, later on. I mean, but
I thought it was him.
no, he was saying he didn't do it. I
I
don't
thought
know.
he said he did do it because he wanted to prove himself to his father.
Oh, I hope so. I mean, that would
Like
be,
I
that
think he was
makes
saying,
more
like
sense.
he did print the clone, and he was going into his son's body, so these people would do business with him.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
so, but he wanted to show his dad that he knew what he was doing.
Yeah, so I didn't
So he closed the
understand
deal.
his motivation to pretend to be his dad. Is it that if he becomes him, he gets his shit, but if Bancroft dies, he gets nothing? So, like,
Right.
if he could push him out, is what his
Like get
dad
rid of
was
his
thinking.
stack and like keep the persona going
yeah,
with the.
pretend he's his dad and fuck his
That's it.
mom.
No, well, I thought they didn't do that.
Oh, that was the implication they're getting, that he was just saying, no, you don't get to fuck her either, because I don't too.
Well, because when he was like, he like gave this long-winded way of saying something, and Kovac was like, "So what you're saying is you respect your wife too much to fuck her?"
Ah, okay,
You know, and that's
Right.
when he was like,
yeah.
"No, I respect her too much to let you fuck her."
Right.
You know, like
So the cops show up, and why was Kovac bleeding from his hand? I didn't quite get that. When did he get sliced in the chest?
he cut himself when he was trying to get her to tell the story. Tell her
Oh,
why
that's
she was
right.
attached to this thing. He cut himself on the chest.
Right.
And then he you know, he
Okay.
cut his face or something. I forget.
Okay.
But yeah, he's had the fucking cuts on his face the whole damn series.
It's like
so far.
Ben on Lost.
Right,
Just, constantly beat up.
Oh god, he was such a wreck all the time.
So Ortega stitches him up at their place. Yeah, his body
Right.
and her, or his sleeve. So he takes her hand and asks what she sees in his eyes, and she says she sees not. It's just not Riker, but she sees someone looking at her in a way that no one has in a long time. And then they do it. Because,
Of course, obviously.
And then I like how everyone poses like Greek gods when they're done having sex in this world. Or at least Kovac does every single time.
Well, I mean, like I said, he's like the statue of David.
I know, but he poses and then the girl's laying just perfectly on him.
I mean, come on, like
it happened with Kovac or with Bancroft's wife,
Right.
and now with her, with Ortega. I mean, that's not a thing, is it?
well, people lay in satin sheets. I imagine for fucking rich, stupid people like that, it is.
I mean, but there's
it doesn't
probably-
happen for guys like us. No,
ridiculous.
no. Your wife usually says something fucking mean to you, and like then you have to leave or go roll over, go to sleep,
Right.
or go take a shower, or something.
Someone's
like
got to
that.
clean
Yeah.
up. I mean,
Right,
yeah, it's just
exactly. Like, I mean, come on. It's not like you're just laying there like, no, it doesn't.
So was she pretending it was Riker, you think?
No, I don't know. I think she's connecting to Kovac.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah,
You don't
for
think
sure.
It was just an impulse. He's here.
I mean,
and you're
Riker
him.
seemed like he was a little,
Yeah.
didn't he?
I liked the subtle difference in the acting. I mean, it wasn't even that subtle.
No, it wasn't that subtle. It was,
But it was
like-
distinct.
I mean, like after a couple of seconds when you were watching that, you kind of like grasped what was going on.
It's like,
you know?
oh, that's not.
Oh, this isn't
yeah.
Riker, or this isn't Kovac,
Yeah.
right? But yeah, he was a little out of his mind. Like,
Yeah.
you know, conspiracy theory. You know, he was.
Yeah, so the
Weirded
cops
out.
show up. Well, because the cops show up and arrest
Well, I mean, he's
Riker,
framed
or
for
try
murder,
to.
so yeah, I guess his conspiracy theories aren't.
And she's like,
theories.
if this is a mistake. And he's like, if? And like, just dropped his gun at that point, and they took him because he's like, how the fuck could he not believe me? I mean, so she kept Mary Lou's stack, but gave her mom the sleeve. So Mary Lou is the girl that fell
Right.
from the sky.
Right.
So they suspect that people are falsely converting to religion, so they can be spun. So they can't be spun up.
After
right?
they're killed.
Right? Isn't that what's going on?
Right. So maybe they're like people. Yeah, people who are murdering people are having these people falsely.
Say they were religious,
Right.
and then boom, you can't do anything to
You
research
can't
it.
find out who killed them.
Interesting.
Right.
I mean, that makes sense. It seems like an obvious scam that would come up.
So now, what's the rule on that? So like they keep the stack? It seems like, so it must be law that the stacks are implanted. Period.
I
Like you
believe so,
can't
yeah.
avoid that. Like
Yeah, they
that's
keep
just,
the stacks
it
for
is what it
religious
is.
anyway.
Well, but like I'm talking about, like you can't, like when you have a kid, you have no choice.
It probably is stacked.
At 1
yeah.
year old, it has to be,
Yeah.
the stack has to be
I would
inserted no
imagine.
matter what.
I would imagine so, yeah.
Like these people that are religious and these religious fanatics or whatever that are in this world, like they don't have the choice to not have their kids stacked.
I would imagine no. But I would imagine some have it not stacked, like super hidden,
Like hidden away, so it must
Yeah.
be like
where it's not a real life.
right.
Like, you know,
What do they call it? The protectorate,
what's that?
the governing body of whatever's happening here. They haven't like said they're in the United States or anything
Oh,
like that.
okay.
They've said the protectorate.
Oh, I didn't
We're the
catch
biggest
that.
nation in the protectorate or whatever.
Okay. So Dmitri II is spun up in the white supremacist. where is the voice that says altered carbon would free us from the cells of our flesh? So they were like, what are we going to call this thing? And then somebody said that line, and they're like, ooh, altered carbon.
Right. Oh, that's where they got the title from?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Like, they didn't have it for the first 10 episodes. And
The first
they're
10
watching
chapters
it,
of the
and
book.
they're watching it.
Because it was a book.
Oh, altered carbon. Was
I'm
it?
pretty sure it was.
Oh, never mind then. That's fine. They had the title. Ortega gets caught before killing Dimitri. And, oh shit, mustache guy is in the elevator. And then he asks if she's a believer, then rips chunks out of her, as we discussed. And,
But, however, she fought like a motherfucker with those chunks taken out of her. She put up a pretty fucking good fight. Blood fucking everywhere, man.
it was awesome.
Everywhere. It was an awesome scene.
I mean,
yeah.
the chunks taken out of her were uncomfortable to watch because it was so much flesh.
Dude.
I mean, it was, like you said, a starfish.
It was
like,
absolutely uncomfortable to watch, yes.
So Dimitri and Mustache Man escape after he tries to kill Ortega, but her partner gets killed for real, and it was the last bullet.
Right.
It's like, fuck. Yeah, then that episode ended. And I mean, again, they're doing very well with that part of it alone. Ending the episodes to where I want to see the next one.
Right, for sure.
And I mean, they did that with both of these.
Now,
any other thoughts on episode 5?
I like how, well, I'm going into episode 6. I like how they didn't pussyfoot around with her being like in a hospital bed for 3 episodes. They wrapped that shit up the next episode, like right away. They have the medical technology now to, you know.
Right. All we got to start that one,
that.
It's episode 6 called Man with My Face.
Right.
We get another scene from Back to the Future 2 where they're flying in the traffic in between buildings and stuff.
Yes, it was straight out of Back to the Future 2. Yeah.
And he's trying to help her like stay awake and shit. And, she tells him that Riker has the most open cases on the squad.
Right.
You know, just bitching about him in general.
Right. Yeah. Well, he would told her say something about Riker, like tell me about Riker, like. Yeah.
And then
so
it just pissed her off and stuff, and so he carries her in, and the lady's a bitch and just cold-hearted about helping her. And
she doesn't have sufficient funds.
Yeah, because,
we'll help her.
You know why?
Go.
Because she's been paying Riker's
she has no money,
mortgage.
Right.
Yeah.
So then he spits on the fucking.
He just spits on it.
Right. DNA.
Imagine if you could pay that way.
Just spit on it. All right.
Spit on your payment method. Fine. It cleared. Okay. Good.
Good.
Where do I sign?
I don't think you have to sign at that point. It's DNA. There's no signature needed.
Yeah, you don't have to sign.
Right.
So they offer to replace her arm, and he goes for the Jaeger model.
Right. Jaeger.
Yep. Again, a little nod to
Attack on Titan.
Hopefully. I'd like to think it is. So
well, you know what else was? You ever seen the movie Pacific Rim?
Very recently.
Jaegers.
Right. Again, I think
a
nod to Attack on Titan.
Probably.
I'm not sure when Pacific Rim.
I mean, we have to
out.
look up the history of the word that Jaeger.
Jaeger.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe it's not, but
it says it gives you a little definition of it at the beginning of Pacific Rim, but that could be completely made up for that universe. There's a new one of those movies coming out too, by the way. It looks pretty good.
Yeah, I'm actually excited for it after having finally seen the first one.
Really?
Yeah,
What, you just watched Pacific Rim?
Yeah, I just told you this the other day.
You did. Okay.
We were just talking about that with Chris and Sam.
Oh, I didn't catch that. You said you had just watched it.
Yeah.
Okay.
I fell
an awesome
asleep
movie.
the first time, and it was just like meh. Well,
I liked it. I liked it.
But like the desperation of it all, where it was like, you know, it's that or all or nothing. Like we're screwed. You know,
there's giant monsters coming out of the ground. Like, what do we do? Like,
yeah. I mean, it was a good movie.
It was cool. Yeah, I thought it was neat.
Speaking of those, I really enjoyed. This is weird, but I enjoyed the Cloverfield Paradox.
Yeah, really good.
And people hated on that movie.
Why?
I don't know. I went back and watched Cloverfield because I'm like, I wonder if it's going to be as good as I remember. Way better than I remember.
The original Cloverfield?
The original Cloverfield. Way better than I remember, man. I remember barely seeing the monster and being annoyed by it. You see it all the fucking time. It's crazy. I watched it back, I'm like, oh my god, you're seeing amazing footage of it.
Right, they show you,
like them filming News Crew or something. Right. You know what I mean? It was just like, it was.
I have
really
to go back
good.
and watch it again. I never did watch 10 Cloverfield Lane
that's
either.
the one I haven't seen yet.
Yes, I want to see that one too.
So I'm gonna watch that one probably tonight.
No, what? This is the conversation that spun around. Like, you showed me the Dharma logo and the little, like, the.
Yeah,
the
that
first,
was I mean, I got such
to
a
go off on a
movie
lost
boner about that when I saw that the
You're like,
Dharma
we're gonna
logo
bring
popped up.
Cloverfield. Dharma is the cause of the Cloverfield paradox and incident. I was like, dude, if that actually was true, he would spontaneously combust.
I would.
Joel would no longer be with us if that was actually true.
I would be lost.
He would just, he would just turn into ash. Right. Anyway, back to Altered Carbon, episode 6 or 7.
6.
6.
Poe talking to Lizzie. He offers for Lizzie to hit him and tells her to not be afraid of the monsters, make them afraid of you.
Right.
Elliot jumps in after she hits him.
So it was working.
Right, and he fucks it up.
Right.
And
Obviously.
Poe says he can't feel pain, but he can feel anger when Elliot's like threatening him, essentially, after he comes out.
He brings the guns out of the ceiling on him and shit.
Right, just
Right.
points them at him like, okay.
And then the news that Ortega's been injured
Right.
comes up.
Yeah, and then Kovach's ex appears, and he's on a first-name basis with Kristen Ortega, we find out. That's the first time he's called her Kristen, and she says that's a bad sign. He's not going to let her die, not this time or ever again. And he blames his feelings on the sleeve, meaning that he thinks he likes her because he's in Riker's sleeve?
I wonder if that is a thing that happens with this. Do you get any kind of feedback from the old occupant?
I don't know.
Or is it all that information
You
is
would
stored
think
in the
it's
stack?
all in the stack.
So, like, when you pull that out, the brain is dead. Gone.
I mean, they
Nothing.
make it, the implication is that the stack is you.
Okay.
You know, I was editing one
Is
of my
your consciousness. And
I was
your-
editing one of my vlogs,
You as a
and
person.
Sawyer was talking about. He was like arguing with himself, and I'm like, "What are you talking about?" He goes, "My brain's telling me to do this thing." I'm like, "You are your brain. Like, if you are anything, you're your brain.
Yeah.
There's not this delineation between
Your brain and your body.
you going, oh, hey, brain, go do this thing. Oh, I don't want to do this thing. Fuck off.
I mean, if that's what's happening, that you, right, like I said, conquer or savior.
right."
The voice is telling me to do it.
Yeah, so I don't think that there's this duality in there. I think that the stack is you.
So then
at
you think
this
it's just a
point.
physical attraction, hormones, something like that, that has
Possibly.
something to do with
Maybe
him being attracted to her?
it's
I mean,
possible
she's
that-
cute, but I mean,
It's possible that they are, and
She's
this
kinda
might sound
angry.
lame, but it might be that they are
she had that like soccer frame.
on a physical level soulmates, so to speak. You know, physical. I mean, not
No, but that
soulmates in
doesn't- I
this
was
world,
saying, yeah,
but,
that
but
makes
that's what I
no
mean. But
sense.
like the two bodies are compatible to the
Right.
point where they attract each other to each other.
Okay, but if there's no residual from the previous occupant, how
It would be
that...
it would be a physical thing, not a mental thing,
Okay,
like a hormonal, like you
I
said.
guess,
Almost.
okay.
That's all I can
but
think.
it seems like that would be anybody. I guess like people aren't attracted to everybody. Like I guess you're right. I guess you could be right. Like I'm not a scientist or
No, I'm
anything
just
like
saying
that, but
it
yeah,
could be one of
like
those
a hormonal,
reveals
like-
later with like, you guys just happen to be a perfect genetic match to make
Yeah.
robot. You know what I mean? To
Some fucking nerdy dude
Yeah.
like he was shooting up in the virtual torture facility that he tore to pieces.
so he thinks maybe they should all live forever, and Kovach is afraid to re-sleeve her, thinking she might not forgive him.
She's the type of person that would.
Right, but he cares now, which is
Yeah.
weird
Well, he
because he did it with her. We are not engaged just because I made breakfast. I mean,
obviously, yeah, but I mean, like you said, it could be the like on some sort of base chemical level,
Right.
soulmates or whatever. Like
that
you put it.
he can't resist the urge to want to help her or save
Right.
her or do right by her. So
I mean, she's just so
Michael's-
tiny. You can like put her in your pocket.
Michael from Lost Bitch Ex-Wife threatens the police chief.
The lawyer,
Yeah,
right?
and for
While they clean up the magic eraser, magic blood eraser that he was cleaning the
Right.
elevator with.
the magic blood #magic blood eraser.
Hashtag magic blood eraser.
Yeah, so let's see. She wants a clone of Bancroft or something. I just put for
The
a
clone that they confiscated from
okay.
with the 3D printer, and they took a clone of Bancroft.
Okay.
And she was like, "That's not going to stay here. It's too important. I'm taking it with me."
Okay. So
Which makes sense.
Yeah.
For him, he doesn't want clones of himself running around. You know.
Right. Fair enough.
Doesn't make sense.
The police chief.
Plus, he just lost one.
Yeah.
Who needs another one back? Well, we think. Then he apparently doesn't want that one too much either.
Right. The police chief tells her they're the same, and she's like, "Yeah, no, we're not. I'm totally snooty, and I want to be one of these people, so I'm gonna go up the escalator." So, the mustache
but she says,
guy
"Don't touch me like that," and he just grabs her by her arm again.
moves
Look
her
over here,
again.
bitch.
Yeah. So the mustache guy took Officer Levine's shit to be the officer in the elevator,
Right.
And that's where I think that thing holds up, where he found out that guy was spiritual. And therefore he killed him so he couldn't rat him out. That's how he maintains his invisibility. I mean, that's part of it. That's how he would not be...
He's got some sort of scrambler on that erases him from the...
It has to be
footage.
technology-based. He can't be like some special dude. You know, it's got to be technology. So Mickey thinks it's the Ghost Walker who killed Ortega's partner, which makes the most sense to me.
What now?
That it's the Ghost Walker who killed Ortega's partner.
Right.
And, well, I mean, we saw him do it. I don't know why I said it makes the most sense to me. We literally watched him do it. But he can't watch him do it, even though he got shot right there, yeah. I mean, it makes... Of course it was him. You saw the fucking footage in the elevator, and you would have seen that he got shot through the back of the neck from an invisible person.
Right.
Of course it's the same invisible person.
Right.
It's not two invisible people. Don't be ridiculous. Two invisible people in this
Well,
world.
I mean, if it's technology-based, there could definitely be more than one.
Right. Let's see. So Dimitri is told never to fuck with Kovac outright by this black dude. I don't know his name.
Oh, they said it. Hemingway.
Okay. So what are they calling his brother with his dual sleeve?
Demi the Second.
Okay. So they are going to take him to the safe house. This one, the one in the white supremacist.
Right.
They break into Isaac's Art Byers guy's house or whatever. I thought at the time it ends up being like his boyfriend or something.
Right. Okay.
He says he didn't kill his dad, and Isaac is clearly in love with the art dealer guy. So when they're in Bancroft's room, his study, and he asks who Elliot is, that was fucking hilarious.
Oh, and he was like, "And who is that?"
Yeah.
He's like,
Didn't even look.
"I'm gonna go."
Yeah, he's like, I should wait outside, and he's like, yeah, probably a good idea. Like the way he said that was like you. For some reason, it reminded me of you. The way he said that, the way
Reminded me of me.
the way he answered back. He was like, yeah, it's probably a good idea. Like it reminded me of the way you would have said it. Like it was such a lighthearted moment for him compared to normal. You know what I mean? Like he's normally so like not funny at all. And like it just sounded like something you would have said in that moment. Like, yeah,
I keep wanting to call him Captain Flag.
probably a good idea. Bancroft asks his kids about using his sleeve, and he says he was just trying to make his dad proud, and he threatens to erase him, which, well done. You made your dad super proud. He wants to erase you from existence. Right. Erase you? What terminology?
Right, like...
Not kill you. Erase you.
Well, yeah, just kill your stack.
Oh, the
done.
stack. That's what they mean by that.
All your backups, like, make you so you ain't coming back.
So he's meaning it in a literal sense.
They
I
all
have to
have
erase
backups.
a bunch of stuff.
Like, he'd have to erase them completely.
It's
like,
because everything's
destroy all
digital.
his backups, everything. Right.
Gotcha. Well, if somebody set off an EMP on this world...
Oh, I imagine there's protection from that.
Right. Oh, these are EMP-proof
They're
stacks.
alien technology.
And again, where did we find out that it was alien technology? We haven't seen anything
Just a
of
brief
that, right?
conversation at the dinner table of Ortega when they were having the Day of the Dead celebration.
It's kind of interesting that you can do that.
What?
That you can just throw something out there like, oh, it's
I
just
love
alien
the fact
technology.
that they threw it like
I do
that.
too.
That's a huge part of the story. They just casually threw it into the conversation. Yeah. It's coming back, even if it's a season or two from now. Like that information's going to come back and be a big part of the story, I believe.
Right. Well, Kovac says Isaac didn't do it.
And so you think it's going to come down to we shouldn't do this anymore?
by the end of the series.
By the end of the series, like no more stacking. Like it shouldn't be.
Doubtful. I don't think it's going to go that far.
Okay.
Because I don't think everybody is going to be like, yeah, sure, I want to be the generation that doesn't get to live forever.
Right.
Kovac says Isaac didn't do it, and he knows this because he must have killed his father. Oh, because he must have killed his father for fucking up his mom. Like, and he doesn't think that Isaac has that in him.
Right.
And Isaac says he just wants respect, and then Bancroft murders his own face.
Just with a fire poker.
Yeah, just destroys it. And he thanks Kovac for the update, and Michael's ex is clearly shaken up, and he's like, you sure you still got this, huh? You're still in on this? You still want to be, you're still doubling down on the...
Right.
Be a cloud person?
And when she said, I have what it takes.
Right.
Yeah, well, you're the blood of your boss's clone all over your face.
Yeah, okay, Christian Shepherd, you have what it takes. Fuck off.
Is that one of his lines?
Yeah, he would tell Jack he doesn't have what it takes. So Dimitri calls Mustache a tool, then runs, and this is where I started wondering if he's asking if they're believers so they can't get spun back up. Dimitri gets transferred into Kovac's body. Flat Top made a deal. That Flat Top douchebag.
Right.
I know that actor. I just can't figure out who it is.
Right. Yeah, oh, the actor. Yeah, he's been something. He was on a comedy, a sitcom or something somewhere.
In the hospital, Ortega's mom is there, and she hits Kovac in the face, and Kristen wakes up for a moment and thinks that he's Riker, and that like really hurts him. So again, he's vulnerable to her. He's like in love with her now.
He is, yeah.
She wakes up sore but not in pieces, and she finds out her partner died real death, and is kind of pissed about that, and realizes she has super strength.
Right.
I mean, here's what I really like about it, man. That seems like something they would have done in the first episode.
What?
Like, okay, we're going to set this up to where the one guy is an envoy and he has this power, and then his police officer sidekick, so to speak, or whatever you want to call it, contemporary, the same level. Now she's got a superpower.
Right.
You know, and like, but they waited 6 episodes to do that shit.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I think it is kind of cool. I didn't see that coming, honestly. I didn't see the super strength. I thought it was just going to be a prosthetic arm. She got a brand new arm. I didn't see the...
He went for the Jaeger.
He went through the upgraded model. So now... So, like, just to go off on a tangent here, if that happens in my lifetime, to where you can give me robot parts...
You taking robot parts?
I'm in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I took a hearing aid. It was
for
sort
sure.
of like a robot part.
Dude, if I could have a robot arm or like leg or I mean, except for the, I don't want a robot penis.
What if it's
unless all the sensation is still there?
Yeah, it would probably be more.
Just hashtag robot dick.
Yeah, hashtag robot dick.
Yeah, like I'm serious. Like if I can be a cyborg, make me a cyborg.
Hashtag make me a cyborg.
I'm in. 100%.
Altered
Mark my
carbon,
words
make
now.
me a cyborg. He offers Ortega the family bulk deal on bashing his face in, as her mom had done it too.
Right.
And the police chief is going to honor Samir Medal of Valor on the wall alongside her father, and then Kovac tears him the fuck apart about his motivations. It's just like, yeah, you can't do shit, or else you would have done this or that, so you must know this is going on. Like just fucking destroyed the police chief.
Right.
And then was like...
and you could see her standing behind him getting pissed off, realizing what's going on.
She fucking super smashes him through the floor.
Yeah, how did that not hurt more? Like, he acted like he wasn't even like...
Like, he would have broken
multiple
ribs
contusions, broken ribs, bleeding from the mouth, and he was just like, oh, it's over here, please don't hurt me. Like, she just smashed him through like a concrete floor. Like, right, bullshit.
Yeah, then through a wall. And she got the info she needed about the guy he reports to, basically.
Right.
And they are going to meet at a VR cafe. They go there. Envoys can make themselves look like anyone in VR by manipulating the system.
Right. And it's kind of cool that like she's back on her feet less than an episode. Mm-hmm. She got tore up the last episode. Within the first half of this episode, she's back on her feet.
Dude, if you watch the visuals for this show, if they just did like a highlight reel, it's going to seem like 4 seasons. Like they jammed so much shit in. Like he's in prison. He's like there's a whole bunch of different scenarios of where these
There's
characters
all
have been.
kind-
They've
and,
been
like-
through all kinds of shit in 6 episodes.
I mean, like, and I like it better after this.
yeah.
I not that I'm not liking it as I'm watching it, but like after we sit down and talk about it, it's really, really good,
Yeah,
man.
it is. So it's the guy that was meeting with Dimitri earlier, and he knows it's not Tanaka. So it's what was the guy's name? Hemingway, you said?
I think that's what they call him.
Okay, so she pulls him out because they don't hear any movement in the cafe.
And he's another one of the meths. Like he's
Okay.
another guy like Bancroft.
Have we gotten any clarification on what a meth is?
I don't think they've said like
Okay. I don't think
like
so either.
if that is that an acronym or an abbreviation for something.
I don't know. I don't think they've told us.
I don't think they have either.
So everyone is dead in the cafe except for one of Kovach's former sleeves. That's Kovach 2, right?
That was the first Asian dude we saw in the hotel room that got shot up.
Yeah, but that was Kovach 2. Kovach 1 is the Asian guy
In the forest.
with the with the girl.
Kill Chris Falconer,
Yeah.
right? Then there's yes.
So Kovach 1 is him, Kovach 2 is that, and Kovach 3 is
Right.
the current
Yeah,
Kovach.
it's the same guy that was the clone of the envoy.
Kovach 3 is the white one.
Right. So Kovach 2 was the same guy who was in the tank. When Demi was getting chased by Asian mustache dude, invisible ghost walker dude, he ran into a tattoo parlor and cut the bottom open and said, "I need a transfer." He transferred to that body.
He transferred to in that tank. I was picturing.
So no,
Army tank,
that's
but-
that's when he showed up and he had cut all the people's heads off.
So
And,
I was disappointed exceptionally when in the last scene here, or the last couple scenes here that we didn't see him. I thought he was going to come in at the end.
who?
Kovach 1.
Oh, I think that body's long gone.
I think the dude
I
just
think-
bailed as him.
I think that dude's he got killed at the Battle of Stronghold. I'm betting
wait,
that
who?
sleeve, Kovach sleeve, that first sleeve, the original Kovach.
Yeah,
as we
no,
think
but
he
he's
is.
been, but it's still a clone of him. It was grown to look just like him.
But that's the second dude.
No, I'm talking about from the episode where they first go to fight drone. He sees Kovach 1.
That's Kovach 2. That's the second guy. That's the original guy we saw in the hotel room. But that's the second one. That's not the original one. The
Oh,
one
I
guy
thought
was-
for certain that was long-haired Kovach.
No, that's
Oh, okay. Well, then
that's
I was.
the dude from the hotel room that gets shot up
But
with the chick.
it's the one we keep seeing in this episode. I kept waiting for there to be the third one.
No,
So that was
I-
Dimitri then.
yes,
Okay,
that was Demi
That
in the
was
sleep,
why
yes.
I couldn't follow that because I thought. I'm like, well, when
He
is he going to
transferred
show up
into that
as
sleeve.
as K1?
you missed that. That's not K1. We haven't seen him again since he was being tortured by her in the construct when
But
he had to
wait
get
a minute.
free.
Are you sure that it wasn't him in the first time he saw him at Stupid Flat Top's place? Are you sure that
Yes,
that
that was
wasn't
him in the tank.
K1?
No, that was K2.
Damn it. God,
That was Kovach 2.
I
That
must
was
be
Kovach 2. is-
Asian racist or something because I couldn't tell them
No, there's
apart.
all right. So there's the first episode when he's standing in the elevator and he's like seeing the ashes fall around him.
Yeah.
And he flashes back. That's Kovach 1.
All right.
Right. Kovach 2 is the dude from the
K1,
I knew this was going to get
K2.
confusing at some point in time.
It's not though. K1, K2, K3.
You're right. So K2 is the guy in the hotel room that got shot up.
Right.
With
The one that threw the grenade at him here and captured them
Yes.
after he's had fucking enough.
Yes.
But that's Dimitri.
Yes. That is Dimitri.
Okay.
Yes.
So Ortega and
He's
Kovach
now
got
in a
captured.
badass sleeve. Like Dimitri's
Right.
now in a kick-ass, like envoy sleeve. Like probably upgraded fucking.
So wait, so he's an envoy?
That clone was an envoy. I don't know how this works.
Right.
Like
I'm
if
not
you
sure.
plug
I
in,
think
are you an
that's
envoy?
your-
Like,
I think that's to do with your stack. I don't know that that's the body.
but I thought he said it though. Like
It's
I
not
have
the
an
body
envoy.
because he's
I thought he said I have the
that's
envoy.
that's the chip or the stack.
Then Dimitri's not
because-
an envoy, but he's in a. That must be a badass sleeve because he was a badass. after
Because
that.
what's his name? Kovach.
like he cut all
was,
those people's heads off with a string.
He
dude.
was Riker, and Riker wasn't necessarily was not an envoy.
So
it's
Riker's
not
in an
this-
upgraded sleeve, so you're right. It must be the stack.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
got to be in the stack. Let's see. So Carnage is there, stupid hair guy. That's him. That's Carnage.
Carnage is
Yeah.
Flat
And
top.
he's about to bust out Kovac. See, I thought he was about to bust out Kovac 1.0. I put he's about to bust out Kovac 1.0, 2.0. You know, like a new version of the
Right.
first one. But I was totally wrong on that. So they're chanting Riker at him as he's being led through the cages, and Carnage claims Riker is going to get embarrassed. And I was just like, that's going to come back to you. That's not going to happen.
like what? Yeah, what TV shows have you been watching?
Right. Exactly. Have you never seen a show before?
Yeah,
Why
or a
would you
movie?
say that?
I mean, really?
Don't say that. They kill his monsters, basically, and then Kovac 2.0 comes in and cuts K3, basically. He comes in and fights himself, in a way. But it's Dimitri.
It's Dimitri.
Yeah, Dimitri cuts him. And what's her name? Ortega really likes her new arm, because like she's just whooping ass with it. And it's like that episode of Rick and Morty where he's got the big muscle arm in season 3.
Yeah.
Mystery person comes in and kills everyone. I thought it was K1. I'm like, oh fuck, this is gonna be awesome. It's gonna be K1, and because again, I just for some reason mistook who he was. It makes way more sense as one of the
No, it's his
previous
sister.
versions. Yeah, and then it's his sister, and it was just like, holy shit.
But she was fucking badass, though.
But is that her, or is it just her sleeve? But
well, I guess we'll find out.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, I'm thinking it might actually be her.
I'm super like excited to watch the next episode now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, like that the fight scene was cool, the visuals are cool, the story's good.
Right.
I mean, it's solid, man. I mean, it's not like, dude, this is the best show ever. But it's very well put together. I'm enjoying it. Thoroughly.
Right.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, if you guys have any feedback, please email us at thishishowtowatchtv@gmail.com. We would love to hear your thoughts on this show. Is anybody else enjoying this show? Not our show, but Altered Carbon. And
Or if you're enjoying this one, we'd love to hear some feedback on that as
sure,
well.
we'd like that if there's stuff you want us to do, talk about, etc. Yeah, just get in touch. We are here for the benefit of having open television discussion. I'm willing to talk about any possible thing for 10 minutes at a time. No problem.
Right.
So, yeah, just hit us up, and we will be back next week with episodes
7 and 8.
7 and 8. Yeah, two more.
2 more podcasts.
Oh, and this week we're starting Walking Dead again.
it starts on
Walking
Sunday.
Dead starts on Sunday.
Right.
So
Okay.
we'll do that probably Monday then, I would imagine. Monday or Tuesday. And then we'll do this one on Friday again next week, and it'll be out Saturday. Sorry, too much admin here. All I'm trying to say is we'll be back next week because...
This is how to watch TV.
See you later. Subscribe and whatnot.
Right.
All these memories in my mind, my mind, my mind, my mind, my mind, my mind. I'm still a secret lemonade drinker, drinker.